press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Rescue teams race to evacuate people in the southern Indian state of Kerala, where monsoon floods have marooned towns and villages for days.
Everybody has been stuck there for at least 5 or 6 days. Animals and others are still stuck there. People are facing a lot of problems. Water has come from all directions and entered all the houses.
The popular tourist destination of Kerala is among the worst hit by heavy rains and landslides this monsoon season. Roads and railways across the state have either been damaged or remain cut off because of floodwaters. Several key towns are underwater in the southwestern state of Maharashtra too. This relief camp is preparing food to distribute to flood victims, as hundreds of thousands of people have been forced into temporary shelters. To the south, in Karnataka state, rivers and dams overflowed. Troops from the Army, Navy and Air Force have been roped in for ongoing search and rescue operations across the affected regions. But authorities are worried that operations will be hampered by more rainfall, forecast for some parts of the country.
More than 140 people have been killed in severe monsoon floods and mudslides across western and southern India. The rains have forced hundreds of thousands of people to flee their homes. The worst hit states are Maharashtra, Karnataka and Kerala. It's a year now since Kerala suffered the worst ever flooding, which killed more than 200 people and displaced thousands more.
The torrential rains just keep coming. Teams across India's southern and western states have mounted major rescue and relief efforts. Authorities are racing to evacuate people from the worst affected areas and are bringing in extra resources wherever they can.
To provide assistance in the prevailing flood situation in Gujarat and Maharashtra, Southwestern Air Command has deployed 8 helicopters.
While the monsoon rains are crucial for replenishing water supplies, they kill hundreds of people every year. Floodwaters and landslides have made roads impassable, have cut off and even in some cases downed bridges, and have made travelling by bus and train impossible. Hundreds of thousands of people have been forced to seek shelter and safety at relief camps. In some villages, houses are covered in several metres of mud, and that's hampering rescue work.
It's been at least 5 or 6 days. Everybody is stuck in the villages, animals and everything, all stuck there. People are facing a lot of problems. Water's coming from all directions and entered all the houses.
People are getting out. The very young and the very old are being supported not just by rescue teams, but also by the Good Samaritans in their communities. The worst may not be over. Authorities worry that the flood-hit areas will be pummeled by more thunderstorms, hampering their rescue operations even further.
Our correspondent Nimisha Jaiswal is in Delhi covering this story for us. Nimisha, how serious is the flooding?
Well, Jai, the flooding is very serious across the states of Karnataka, Maharashtra and Kerala, and also the western state of Gujarat. This comes on the heels of similarly damaging and massive flooding towards the northeast of India earlier this month. India is hit by torrential rains between June and September, which is what causes this flooding in these specific states. Last year as well, Kerala, which is again the worst hit state this year, was hit very badly, and over 200 people died last year. Now, there is an inkling of good news if the predictions of the meteorological department are correct. Today, there's no red alert in Kerala. A red alert basically means that urgent action may be needed. There's still orange alert in some districts, which means that they have to be aware and alert. But at least a heavy rainfall is not expected today. But of course, as we saw in the report, hundreds of thousands have been displaced, and making sure that they are safe now and eventually rehabilitated into their homes later is going to be a long process.
Nimisha, this is obviously a very distressing situation. What's the government doing to help those affected by the flooding?
Well, Terry, there's a 24-hour helpline set up in New Delhi by the National Disaster Response Force. The NDRF, India's disaster team, is amongst the largest in the world, and over 170 teams have been deployed across the country. The military has also gotten involved and has been involved in dropping food packets to flood-affected areas. So that's another challenging aspect of making sure that not only in relief camps, but for people who are trapped in their homes, food is reaching them. Another really challenging thing about this particular event has been there have been dozens of mudslides triggered all across the state of Kerala, which means that people have been trapped, and which is why the death toll is continuing to be updated. But of course, government ministers, senior ministers are surveying the area, appealing to the people for funds and help, and Good Samaritans are also coming out to make sure that the damage can be controlled as far as possible.
Now, the priority in this emergency, of course, is to prevent loss of life, but infrastructure is also being affected. How extensive is the damage?
Yes, well, there are some World Heritage sites in the state of Karnataka that have been hit, like a famous site called Hampi and another temple complex. But there's also damage to crucial infrastructure. Roads have been blocked off. Flights were grounded in the city of Kochi earlier last week, and trains and bus networks have also been hit. Now, of course, while rescue operations have been very strong in India, as I mentioned, the NDRF, there is a need to make infrastructure more resilient because of climate change.
Nimisha, thank you very much for bringing us up to date.
Thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe.